sell my town. My town.
Hello, welcome back to Connecting Clarkston. This is season 4, episode 4. Katie and I are really happy to be sitting down with two amazing community collaborators. We have Pastor Bob from Calvary Lutheran and Stacy Anderson from many things, Brookstone Realty, Clarkston Coalition for Youth.
Yep.
That's it. That's it? Okay, I thought there was a couple more.
No, I mean, no.
I know you do a lot.
Yeah.
All those things. Welcome to both of you, and thanks for joining
you.
us here. We really appreciate it. I know you'll see, if you're watching the podcast today, you'll see a big box, and we'll chat about this. I think one of the things that combine you two is all of your work in our community and to help those in need. So we really wanted to focus on that because I know we have some food drives coming up that are, when this podcast airs, will be
still happening.
Yes,
Close.
It'll be active.
Yeah, middle to end.
Yeah. So maybe we start with that just to get that out because I think it's what we're here for, and then we'll work our way back.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us about the food drive?
Sure. So actually, our food drive, this is a year-round thing because our enhanced partnership with Lighthouse, which we joined forces. Last year, we were always a partner with Lighthouse, but last year we welcomed Lighthouse into our building. So now we're the Clarkston location for Lighthouse. But one of the things that we're doing through the holidays and beyond is that we're inviting businesses or teams or clubs to come and get a box, fill the box with food, and that food that you would put in the boxes will not be on our shelves longer than 2 weeks. So when it comes in, it goes back out. So we pack the boxes, everything done in-house, we pack the boxes, we distribute them twice a week. This also includes, there's a list here, you can take your picture, everybody has a phone today, so they take a picture of our list here. But we also include things that someone perhaps wouldn't necessarily get in a box or couldn't purchase with a bridge card, like hygiene material, things of that nature. And because of all of our partnerships, the way that this really worked well for both of us, Lighthouse and Calvary, was that it's enabled us to enhance what we call like our little grocery store. So people come get a box, but then we have 6 or 7 shelves of items that people can come and just choose. It might be a condiment, it might be shampoo, all different kinds of things. Fresh bread, dessert, through another partnership that we have with Metro Food Rescue. But overall, in the last year, I couldn't be more pleased with getting the word out, and then with people coming in to our building. And then we also have this blessing where Lighthouse has one of their staff twice a week when we're distributing the food. And often when people, our clients come in, we've discovered that if you have food insecurity, that's most likely not your only insecurity, and there's other things that are going on. So to be able to have that Lighthouse resource there, to connect them to the other programming that we may not be aware of, to get them additional services if it's warranted. It's really been, it's a tired term, but it's really been a win-win for us to be the host. Creating the space was a little tricky because thankfully, our church is one that's constantly in use. So when you say, I need to dedicate a big space, it becomes a bit of a challenge, but our team, we like to say emphatic yeses, and when we say yes, we make it happen. So we're grateful that we were able to do that, and that now it seems to be functioning really well.
A couple of things when you were just speaking that I wanted to touch on is, so I think it was in May, well, it would have been end of April, beginning of May, Ann and I did a podcast episode from Hilltop, because for the past 5 years I've done this diaper fundraiser, and one of the reps from Lighthouse came on and shared some info with us. And one of the things she did talk about that I thought was interesting is the fact that bridge cards do not cover diapers. So when you were saying hygiene products, I would imagine there is a large need for a lot of different things, including diapers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Diapers, toilet paper, tissue, and then not just infant diapers, but adult diapers as well.
Okay.
Deodorant, things of that nature. And we have one of these boxes, and just was deployed to a business called Impact Nutrition, and we got the first box back, and it was like almost all shampoo and soap, and and so forth. And I said, wow, they must really like people to be clean, you know. But then the owner said, we're 2 doors down from a dollar store,
Yeah.
Oh,
where you can get the big bottles.
Right.
And so if they're going to be our supplier of that kind of stuff, you know, thanks be to God, fantastic. So,
Yeah.
so it was thankfully it was easily explained.
Yes.
You know, why there was just it was almost all soap and shampoo and deodorant. But we're grateful for everything that all of our businesses that partner with us, you know, bring forth so that we can, you know, we want the boxes to be ones that are the most helpful to the people who are the recipients of them. And, you know, at Calvary, we always think about, you know, where are there cracks in the system, or where are there cracks in people getting access to things that they need, and then how can we as a church, either ourselves or through partnerships, how can we help to fill those cracks in so that the people don't fall through? And that's sort of a mantra that we carry forth, and I think we do a decent job of it. We could always do better.
I think your church is super active in the community. I was just thinking, because both of our daughters, I think they were both doing like an after-school program that some teachers had opened up that was housed in your...
this summer, it was a math camp,
Yes,
right? In
that's
the
what it
summer,
was.
Yeah.
And then even, I know we were just talking about the Clarkston Lights Parade. Does that...
Always ends at Calvary.
Yes.
We get Santa.
All right.
It's not me. We get
Well, we were just talking with John, not to turn the subject to us, but Ann and I are gonna announce the parade this year, so we're very excited for that.
Yeah.
And so we'll have to swing down to the ending point this year and say hello.
That would be nice.
It really is nice. We have Santa come in, and we have a big, like what looks like a throne, and we have a bunch of activities for the kids, and then we always take that opportunity. We always get a magnificent big tree for the front of the church, and that's when we light it.
The lighting.
It's at the end of the parade, so it
Very
makes for a
cool.
good partnership.
I like what you said about finding the cracks and trying to help support people through that. It sounds like, Stacy, like the fundraiser that or the food drive that that's coming up for you is also addressing that same topic. Can you talk about this? I know this is year round, and then your food drive is specifically coming for the holidays.
For
right?
sure, and you know, it's very small. It's me organizing, and I did some work and volunteer work at the Lighthouse in Pontiac, and I just, you know, got to work in the shelter. They're rebuilding and remodeling the shelter, and then I got to participate as a volunteer at the groundbreaking of the new affordable housing in Pontiac, and I just met so many really incredible people. And being in real estate too, like I'm seeing all different sides of it. You know, I'm seeing all the people who are struggling with income or struggling credit, or I just want to somehow bring all that together and if help one person and just use my networks of, you know, everybody here in Clarkston. I have 4 kids in the district, and I know a lot of people. You know, I worked at Stars and Stripes for 10 years. I work at Brookstone in Clarkston, and now, you know, the Clarkston Coalition. It's like, why not bring, you know, a lot of different networks together and kind of work together to figure some stuff out. So.
When Ann was saying you're involved with so many different things, I think it's because you're so many different places.
Yeah.
I know, like the Chamber's nonprofit roundtables. I've run into you there.
It's fun.
You are very generous with your time and helping the community.
I enjoy meeting a lot of people. It's been really fun. Yeah.
So when does this Thanksgiving food drive start?
So this one started October 13th and it runs through November 3rd. Brookstone, we have a location in Clarkston, and we have our location in Troy. I have boxes there, and then Social Medium that's in Clarkston. I talked to Andrea, and she's got a box there, and what she's doing is offering, like, the kids who come in, if they bring 3 items, they get a raffle ticket, and we're you know, donating items for a big basket and a punch card and stuff like that to kind of get the teenagers participating and kind of see what it's all about, but, you know, make it kind of fun for them, because
that's a great idea.
Yeah, her business is incredible.
Yeah,
it's really neat over there.
Yes, we are hoping to get her on with us here pretty
I
soon.
hope so too.
Yes.
It's it's amazing. Yeah.
So if people want to donate food for your Thanksgiving food drive, can they also stop by Calvary Lutheran?
I feel like you're
connected?
helping Lighthouse, you're helping families in need. It doesn't matter where you drop it off.
There's a Lighthouse
I'm
in
happy to
Washington,
pick
right?
up. Oh yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
to pick stuff up. I whatever.
Okay.
There might be some
Absolutely.
cross-pollination too, because
Right.
Yeah.
every year we distribute about 40 turkeys and all the trimmings. We box them together, and then we time the defrosting of the turkeys, and people pick them up that week, and we get a list, through the schools as well as the people who come from our clients that come to pick up food boxes, and then we distribute them that week. So it's all good. Like if it goes to
Yeah.
Pontiac, if it goes to Clarkston, or if it goes in between, it's the purpose of both organizations and what you're doing is to get the food to people in need, and to get the food to people in need so they can celebrate together, hopefully, with people they love. And
Yeah.
and I think people can get behind that. I think Clarkston's really very good at answering the call when people are in need. And I've been here for 5 years in Clarkston. I live in Troy, but in Clarkston, and I found that anytime you put a call out and it instantly makes sense to the residents, then they just rally. Somebody needs food. Somebody needs a winter coat or a hat or mittens, and boom, they're there. Somebody needs help. 2 weeks from now, we'll be at Community Impact Weekend. We'll be raking people's lawns. So I think that Clarkston is really a special place in that when the need is there, they just rally and step up.
Yeah.
What are the days and hours of Clarkston Lighthouse when people can stop by or when you need volunteers?
Yeah, so it's Tuesday and Thursday from 9 to noon.
Okay.
Is the distribution. And then on our website, we use Sign Up Genius, and then there's different tasks during the week. Like we get a big bread delivery every Tuesday from Metro Truck, so people can come and sort the bread. Then whenever we get a larger donation, we have people come in so that it can be sorted. And because one of the things that we do is we weigh everything, and then because sometimes the people, it's good to report back, hey, you had 8,000 pounds,
Yeah.
and then we also, as we're distributing it, we also are tracking the zip code of where the people are from, because there was this sort of misnomer when I arrived that it's probably always there, and maybe still is there, that people in North Oakland County don't have food insecurity issues. So one of the things that we were able to establish in partnership with Lighthouse is that there's food insecurity everywhere, and certainly it exists within the city of Clarkston.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, we've heard that several times,
Yes.
and I think one of the things that, I think I can speak for both of us, that we like doing on this podcast is shining a light on people who are doing good for people who aren't maybe seen. There's a lot of things that are happening, good and bad, I would suppose, behind the scenes. So it's good to shine a light, say, hey, there are people who are struggling, but there are also people who are helping. It's like that Mr. Rogers who said, in the event of a tragedy, look for people who are helping, And so I was thinking about the Clarkston Coalition for Youth. Talk a little bit about that, because that's also a thing that an organization that's helping, wrapping arms around people. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So Tanya was here a few episodes ago, and I went to high school with Tanya, and we met up. She was looking for a real estate agent to kind of help her put her project in motion, and it was for open houses. Believe it or not, people are stealing prescription medications from people's houses. So what she wanted to do was get these bags to agents and to get them to their sellers and to lock up their drugs and stuff like that, and all their prescription meds. And so we met up, and I had just retired from coaching gymnastics for 10 years, and so my main audience was like ages 10 and under. So meeting with adults was different than kids, and so we met up and we talked, and I just loved what she did, and the mental health and the substance abuse with kids. I've got 4 teenagers and tons of friends, and you're kind of in the middle of it, and so we started working together, and she's everywhere, everybody knows her, and she said something about wanting help doing the things that she does. And I was like, oh, I'll do that. Like, that sounds great, you know? So went through the application process, and we worked just really well together and just kind of feed off each other. You know, she's on the outside a little bit with all this knowledge of network, and she's been in it forever and ever. But I've still got kids in the district, so I'm still like in it also. So it's just been kind of, it's been really fun. We work at the senior center. There's just so many programs that we can bring to the schools, and it's been a lot of fun.
How old are your kids? What grades?
I have twins that are in 8th grade,
Okay.
and then a daughter that just graduated last year, and another daughter that graduated in 23.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, I feel like Katie and I talked a little bit about how there are so many groups, which is amazing about Clarkston. I think you were speaking to that. Like, there's a lot of people who want to do good and help, but we were sometimes confusing Kaya with Coalition for Youth. But I think it was important what you said before, that the advantage of Coalition for Youth is it doesn't cap at 17. You don't have an age restriction.
No, we shouldn't be Coalition for Youth. Like, you know, we're kind of working on maybe getting rid of that for youth, because we can do, you know, programs for seniors. Like I said, we were at the senior center, and we are a resource for anyone.
Okay.
You know, anyone who needs something, we've got someone.
That's good to know.
And I know you're talking about also being a real estate agent, and I know recently you wrote a book.
We did.
Which is available. Can you buy it on Amazon?
yeah.
Okay, can you tell us
about
about the book?
It's just kind of a weird thing I always thought about doing, and just didn't, because I'm not an author. Like, I don't do that stuff. I can't draw at all. But with working with kids and then the coalition, I just have this passion for like helping families, and you know, I just have a love for, you know, kids. They're great. And how could I help kids? But I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a saleswoman. You know, like, so how can I network and build these relationships with people without having to call them and ask for something in business? So I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll kind of try to figure out a way of doing all that together. And if one kid, you know, reads a book and is happy about their new move or something, then great.
So what is the title of the book?
It is actually Max and Rocky's Big Move.
Oh, cute.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh,
Very
it's
cute.
It's actually my son's name and my dog's name.
Okay.
My daughters are not happy about it, but yeah. So yeah, it was just a fun little story, and then like activities in the back.
Oh, very cool.
For them to kind of just be more hands-on, and
Yeah.
I think that's a great
little
idea.
touch points for parents to talk about, because you don't think about maybe what they're going through or their thoughts or feelings.
It's a good way to connect your different careers and different interests too.
It was really fun.
Yeah, that's very
I
cool.
liked it. It was fun.
Pastor Bob, I think you said you've been in the area for 5 years. Is that right?
Yep.
And then Stacy,
16.
16 years. Okay. Where did you grow up?
Waterford.
Waterford.
Yeah, right over
Next
next
door.
door.
Yeah.
You guys have been doing so much good for the community. Do you need help as far as volunteers, or can you talk about what kind of help you need from the larger community?
Sure. We could always use help, because we have so many different things going on, and we also are, I think, have the ability to direct people like who have specific passions, because we have probably 25 or 30 different groups that we partner with. Like, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. Like, we partner with groups and say, how can we help support what you're doing in the community? We're partners with, like, On Dragonfly Wings, which is within our community, you know, DRAW, disaster relief at work. So we have all these different places, and when people come to us and they have a passion for X, Y, or Z, sometimes it's saying, well, we do this is when we do this. You know, we have a crew that likes to go, and they're learning how to put wheelchair ramps on. We used to have a big issue with people who lived in mobile home parks. The parks wouldn't let them put up ramps because they weren't necessarily lifelong residents. But now they have them, they're like a kit. You put them together, you just put them up there, then when they move, you can break it all down. So we have different ways that people can get involved, certainly within the confines of the things we do at the church. We always need help, you know, sorting the food, distributing it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then at the holidays approaching, we'll have days when we'll be distributing the Thanksgiving meals. Then at Christmas, we also adopt about 30 families in Clarkston and fulfill their wish lists, and they'll be coming in to pick them up. So things of that nature. And then Community Impact Weekend, we have a whole list of ways, outdoor, indoor, sit down, work for people to be able to do. If you just go to our website, calvary-lutheran.org, and it just says serve, and you hit on that, and it goes to all of the serving opportunities that we have. And the serving opportunities are not limited to people who attend Calvary. They're up there for anyone. And we certainly have people who serve, very faithfully in the different ministries that we have that are not necessarily, members of our church. So that would be the first place to go. But then we always have things that we need. We're going to go next month, and we always twice a year we go to the math night and the English night at North Sashaba Elementary School, and we feed all the people that come. And when they first asked me, we like to say an emphatic yes. That's our thing. And I said, well, how many is it? And they said, well, 350.
Whoa.
I said,
Whoa.
what? So okay. So then we need help to do that, right? You can't pull that off, with 3 or 4 people. So things of that nature are always cropping up. So if people have an interest in volunteering, and might not have a schedule, like everybody's schedule is busy, but maybe they have free time, or they want to be sort of on notice if something comes up, we'll happily contact them. When things like this come up, where it's opportunity, it's 3 or 4 hour commitment, and you go and you make kids happy with tacos as they walk through their math night.
Yeah.
For us, it's a blessing, because then we purchase all the food, make the food, distribute the food. And then what that was able to accomplish is that all of the financial needs for that all went back into making the program better. So that's pleasing to us as well, that we're able to help in that way as well.
Fantastic. And for the Clarkston Coalition for Youth, are you guys ever in need of volunteers?
Always.
Okay.
Always.
I kind of figured.
Board members, we're always looking for board members. I think Tanya talked about that. I, as the employee there, I'm technically, I have to be at every event that we do. So it's really nice, yes, I'm there, but handing things out and moving stuff, setting stuff up, it's always nice, and it's more fun. And you meet more people, and more people are, so we're always looking for just volunteers, or if you want to partner up. We love doing events and programs together with other businesses. If you schools and preschools, and we have access to free programs that we can bring in. We did one last year at North Sash. It's called Renewed Junior, the Alliance, who is basically, it's like the umbrella above all the coalitions. I think Tanya probably explained this, but they develop these programs, and they're available for us to give to our communities. So we did Renewed Junior, which was a few weeks of lessons to the kids, and we taught them about mental health awareness and bullying and different ways to relax, and it was so fun to see their engagement and stuff like that. So those are other things that we can provide, and we can help, and so.
Nice. I think for volunteers, sometimes I think the idea is, I don't know what the commitment's going to be. I think that kind of, makes people a little bit hesitant to get involved. But I like what you're saying. You can do whatever you're capable of, and you can maybe just show up for Impact Weekend. Maybe you're showing up every single week to pack food, or maybe you're whatever it is. I think it's important for everybody just to know you can volunteer however you have
once
the
a
time.
year, anything, anything.
Yeah.
It's always appreciated. Yeah, for sure.
Well, and I also think during the holidays that people get in the giving mood, but it's also there's need throughout the year, and that's
all year.
a good message as well. But just before we wrap up, just maybe one more reminder about where currently people can bring food for Calvary Lutheran in these boxes, where we could find these, and then also for Clarkston Cares.
So we have the boxes are currently at Impact Nutrition. They're at the Cardio Drumming, which is on Airport Road. There's 2 of them at Dr. Tom Biggs. It's optical. There's 2 of them. There's one on Sashabaw, and then there's one on Main Street. They both have boxes.
And people can stop by the church and pick up their own box if they
They
want to
could
collect.
if they'd like to do it at their business. We have these already ready to go.
Okay.
And then outside of that, so there's people who, like you said, year round, you know, you don't want to have this abundance in December, and then in January it's, you know, it echoes and so we have when you come to Calvary and you walk in the main doors, we have 2 large blue bins, so people are able to as long as the church is open, they can, which is every day, pretty much every day, they can come in and right there drop off any food or like we said, the other items that aren't necessarily covered.
Okay.
They can put those in there, then we'll bring them in and get them ready to be sent back out.
Okay, nice. How about for your food drive?
Yep, and for ours, we're at Brookstone Realtors, right off of Ortonville Road, and then in Troy, off of Big Beaver, and then Social Medium, which is off of Sunnyside. And my contact information, email me, like I'll come pick stuff up and drop stuff off at my house. But I'm happy to, you know, pick stuff up.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
too.
Well, I think our community is lucky to have people like you guys who are
Yes.
dedicated to helping and, like you said, finding the cracks and helping, you know, wrap around people and doing good.
And Lighthouse is such a great organization here, Pontiac. I know there's.
I mean, it kind of feels like you guys have found that there was crack, there was something missing, and giving the attention and the spotlight on what's going on in Clarkston. You can go to the surrounding areas, and there's not something as unique as what you've created here. Really, it's not. I'm sure eventually it'll be replicated, right? But right now, I think you're sort of pioneers in the information and how it's digested and being on all the different social mediums. And I know we appreciate it, and because, like you said, like there's so much going on, but just an individual can only know so much. But then when you can open an app and go, whoa, you know.
Yeah.
So really, kudos to you guys for
Thank you. We
spearheading
appreciate
this.
that. We have tried, you know, we've added that nonprofit network to the app, trying to make it an easy spot for people to go find opportunities to volunteer and donate. And we appreciate all the work you're doing, and we're happy to help, you know, however we can help spread that word.
Yeah.
Thank
Go,
you.
go Clarkston.
Go Clarkston.
Give me a seat. Well, thank you both. We appreciate you being here.
thanks for having
us. You know, hopefully these food drives and continued success with all the community stuff that you guys are doing. It's
Thank
much
you.
appreciated.
Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by Independence Television, located inside Clarkston High School. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Independence Television, Independence Township, or Clarkston Community Schools.